Okay, so you know, watching the Marvel, the Spider-Man cartoons,
Yeah.
the Incredible Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, whatever they were calling it.
There was a Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon that I've never seen.
No, the fresh ones, the ones that they're still.
The current one is Marvel's Spider-Man, but the one before that was Ultimate Spider-Man.
No, the Marvel Spider.
Yeah, Marvel.
One of the best parts about Marvel Spider-Man is when they did, I think, like at some point through season 2 or 3, before they named it to Spider-Man and the Sinister Six, they did like a fourth.
There's only like 2 seasons, I think.
Yeah, and then they named it to Spider-Man vs. Sinister Six.
Yeah, that was
then they did
season.
like 3rd season, then there was like 4th season. I don't know how many seasons it is now, but
even the 2nd season ended, dude. We're waiting for the 3rd. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
They just renamed it.
No, they didn't.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Anyways.
There was like a 5-part thing where they did like different. They brought Miles Morales in, and they literally did Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay, what's your point?
My point was, even then, I enjoyed that 5-part episodes. 5 episodes that they did the Spider-Verse thing.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, and I would tell myself, man, this would be a great movie.
Okay.
Now they made it a movie.
Well, the thing with Spider-Verse, though, it's been done in comic books before.
I read the comic books version.
Yeah.
Even comics books.
Yeah. And
with the Weavers and everything else.
Yeah. With the guys who hunt Spider-Man throughout the multiverse and whatever, because they need to feed off Spider-Man energy, whatever the Spider-Man question is. But even before that, with the I'm gonna say original Spider-Man cartoon, but it's not original. It's 90s Spider-Man animated series. It's not original. The original is from like 60s or 70s, but it's like, to me, it's original because I grew up on it, and there was
grew up on it.
Yeah, definitely. And I rewatched. I don't know if you rewatched it recently, in recent years. I found it and rewatched it like a few years ago, and that cartoon still holds up. That's still definitely one of the best cartoons I've ever seen. And they have a thing with it. Also, it's not called Spider-Verse, but they have a thing at the end of the series where, because Madame Web shows up throughout the cartoon series, because there's supposed to be a climax somewhere in Peter Parker's life at one point where he's gonna have to, team up with other people in order to save the multiverse, otherwise the whole multiverse could, die. And at the end, they go to different dimensions and, find different alternate versions of Spider-Man, and they team up in order to defeat this great evil that's, gonna destroy the multiverse, whatever, everything, So...
the doom and gloom.
That's exactly. And so where was it that we saw the 2 or 3 minute clip at the end of it? Was it Ant-Man and the Wasp or something? Or was it, I don't know, at the end
Could be.
It was one of the post-credit scenes at one of the Marvel movies where they show us a preview of Spider-Man into the, was Venom, at the end of Venom.
Yes, Venom.
End of Venom. They showed us a preview of Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, and to me, Spider-Verse is nothing new. Spider-Man is nothing new. I've known Spider-Man since I was a little kid. Probably one of my favorite superheroes, and because just Spider-Man is so cool, man. Just going around New York, slinging webs from the side of the building to the side of the building around the corner. It's not something I can do here in Split. But if I could, man, I'd want to do it, It's like, forget Batman. Batman's cool and all, he's great, but Spider-Man is way cooler to me. So it's like,
Lego Batman.
Yeah. And so, when I saw that preview, I was like, okay, I like the animation, this is a little bit different. But it's Sony Studios. Sony's doing the cartoons too. They did cartoons before we watched them. So they always make good cartoons too. So it's like, I'm looking forward to this. And Spider-Verse is nothing new to me. So I pretty much know how the story is gonna... You know it too. And
even though I didn't watch.
Even though you didn't watch it, you know how it's... it's not something we haven't seen before. But when you see it on the screen, man, when the movie starts and... you get introduced. Miles Morales is like the main character here, okay? And I'm cool with that. I got nothing against that because Miles Morales' story is kind of cool if you look at it, you know, completely. And so, you know, it's like all of a sudden, you know, you have these worlds colliding together, you know, these universes, whatever. And when he starts meeting these side of spider people, they get origin story. And the cool thing about origin stories is, because this is a cartoon that's not tied to any of the cinematic universes, you can do whatever you want to, right?
Exactly.
And so, one of these Spider-Man is actually Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. So, because whenever they show up, they're like, my name is Peter Parker, and my Uncle Ben died when I was whatever years old, and there was this one time when I danced in the street, and literally, it's like the way they go through the Sam Raimi Spider-Man's as a kind of an origin story for, dude, they have so many throwbacks, like not just to that, but also to the animated series. Because one of these one of the Peter Parkers in the movie, he's like, he once met a Spider-Man that wasn't really a Spider-Man. He was just an actor you know, he messed up. It's literally taken from the cartoon I was talking about, the whole event that took place. One of those guys, he literally was like, he was just an actor playing Spider-Man in the movie, you know. So it's like the way they go back, dude. And this is such a kids movie. But it can also be for adults, because there's some themes in it with the friendship and saving of the world, and just, you know, wreaking havoc around New York, not just in Queens, but it's like, you know, downtown Manhattan or whatever have you, you know, because Wilson Fisk is on a mission, you know. We haven't reviewed Daredevil season 3 yet, but let's just say that a lot
Good
of
season.
yeah, but that same storyline is kind of what happens here. You know, Wilson Fisk wants to, in this version, this alternate version of telling of his, you know, life, his wife Vanessa and his son, what's his name, died, and he wants to bring them back. And he can't necessarily raise, you know, people from the dead. Nobody can do this here, but he can bring in somebody from a different realm, you know, from an alternate universe into here. But then we discover, you know, the more somebody from a different dimension stays in this dimension, the more they stay here, the faster they're gonna die. So they only have a limited amount of time before they actually vanish out of the existence. And that's basically what this movie comes down to. So, an interaction between different you know, Spider-Ham is in this movie, you know, it's like anybody
Gotta
who's
get
ever...
Spider-Man, man. Every Spider-Verse, Spider-Man into the multiverse, blah blah. There's always Spider-Ham, man.
And he's
a staple in this.
Yeah, and he's
and Noir too.
Yeah, definitely, man. And Nicolas Cage,
man, Nick Cage.
Dude,
can't wait.
Dude, trust me, man, you're missing out. It's like anybody who hasn't seen this movie on the big screen missed out on a lot, because, dude, watching that movie on the big screen, and especially, you know, with your 12-year-old kid brother, you know, it's just, dude, it's an experience in and of itself, man. Okay, it just
I bet it is. I bet it is.
It was just fun all around, and the music, man, the soundtrack for this movie, amazing. Amazing, like spectacular, man. Like, I haven't heard soundtrack this good since Venom, I guess. So, you know, like maybe, I don't know what Creed 2, I forget, but I think
Creed 2 was good.
Yeah, I think we talked about, you know, soundtracks before or the last year. So it's like, the soundtrack in this movie is pretty spectacular. So, yeah, pun intended, you know. So, yeah. And as far as the villains go, there was this one villain that he's kind of a staple of Marvel and the Prowler, right? And whenever you're reading Prowler storyline, or if you read one of the you know, Miles Morales' comic books, where you actually discover like that who Prowler really is, and it's like, and all of a sudden when that's, you know, revealed in the movie, and everyone, oh, I didn't see that. I was looking around the theater. It was like, dude, I was like, man, it's like, I don't know, man. Maybe because I grew up on stuff like this and grew up on it. It's like you can see things coming, and you can even deduce. You know, it's like anybody with half a brain can deduce. You know, this is who this guy is, and you know, and it's like, oh wow, you just. You know, people looking at it, it's still cool to see that people can still be surprised But I'm like, man, this story has been told, you know, so many different times.
Yeah, but they didn't watch it, they didn't read it, they didn't see it. So for
So-
them, they're watching it for the first time.
Exactly.
And that's the beauty of comic books, man. It's like somebody, when you do it, when you bring it to a different medium, somebody, it might be like 100th time you're seeing this story.
Exactly.
But for somebody else, it's gonna be the first time. And you're gonna be in that seat, and you're gonna be like, dude, I totally know that was gonna happen. But then you're gonna hear that person behind you like, dude, I never saw that coming. You're gonna be like, well, come on,
Yeah,
how could
it's
you
kind
not?
of like,
But that's the beauty of it, because, and then you're gonna appreciate it's like, you know, putting it on a big screen. This dude just saw it for the first time.
exactly.
And that's a beautiful.
And that's the beauty of it. It's kind of like, you know, kind of like with Star Wars. It's always great to watch Star Wars, but it's always best to watch Star Wars for the 1000th time with somebody who is watching the first time.
Exactly. Because they're getting introduced to something you're already familiar with. You're watching that thing, they interact, and it's beautiful because they're getting to know it for the first
especially
time.
when what they're watching is beautiful, just like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is.
Exactly.
And voice acting in this movie, man, it's on par, man. I don't have any complaints. And you know, the Spider-Gwen character, Spider-Ham, Spider-Man Noir, the girl from Japan in the future, you know, with the robot.
Yeah.
Penny Parker, she's great too. And I think there was someone else that I keep forgetting about. Oh, Spider-Man 2099. So it was announced that he was gonna be in this movie. I've been waiting for him. Like, he's my favorite Spider-Man.
Did
man.
he?
Yeah.
Was he?
Michael O'Hara? No. Until the post-credit scene. The post-credit scene for this movie, man.
Was Spider-Knight in it?
No Spider-Knight. Spider-Knight is kind of out there, man. Okay. But Spider-Man 2099, he appears at the post-credit scene, man. And even though I didn't necessarily like how everything folded out in the post-credit scene, it was still pretty spectacular to watch. It was pretty funny. It was very.
They had one post-credit scene, or was there multiple?
I think it was just. There might have been a mid-credit scene, but I'm not sure. But basically, like, just once you see Spider-Man 2099 and everything that happens with him, after that there's nothing else. So either wait until the end of the credits or before the credits start to roll. So I forgot, but it's a great movie, man. On a scale of 1 to 30, I'm giving it a 26.
Alright. High praise coming from you. Not too many movies ranked that high with you.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm looking forward to seeing it now.
Yeah. It's pretty spectacular. We're gonna talk about it more once the Oscars roll around. Hopefully you get to see it by then.
If it comes out on DVD, yes.
And it should.
Yes. Well, you know, December, February.
Because I can't wait to talk about all the movies that. Hey, dude, and if this movie ain't nominated for the best animated movie.
Well, I think it should. Because I can't remember the animated movies that came out this year.
Incredibles 2, Ralph Breaks Internet.
We need to watch that one.
I watched them.
I need to watch Ralph. Didn't watch Ralph.
Ralph was pretty good, but Spider-Man was still better. So we'll talk about it. So
well, that's it from us. Until next time.
Bash Bros out.